in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Rosette Truan. I am the co-host for Fight CPS with Ms. G, and I also work for the law office of Vincent Davis, and my guest this morning is Christopher. Hello, Christopher.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, honey. Before we start with Christopher, I need to share something with you guys real quick. Last night I had one of our clients, I cannot mention their names, as you guys know. The case was a little bit different than every story that I hear. Well, not really different, but somewhat different. So this woman is a victim of a domestic violence, and the man, her ex, has been in and out of jail. He sells drugs. He threatened to kill her. She actually has him on tape, etc., etc. She showed the Social Department of Child Services a video. She had a hidden camera in her home, and a video of him holding the gun to her head, trying to kill her and her son, who is his son as well. Now, she reported this several times. Police didn't arrest him. In fact, his brother is a cop, and they didn't touch the guy. So the Department of Child Services took her son with all the evidence that she had and gave the son to the dad permanently. And they said that the mother failed to protect, which it just blew my mind. But then again, I shouldn't be surprised with all the corruption with CPS. I shouldn't be surprised, but it just blew my mind as to how it's like, how did she fail to protect when she did everything possible to protect? And how can a video of him beating her up with a gun in her head, trying to kill her and his son, is not evidence? In fact, they told her, CPS told her that it wasn't good enough evidence. Yeah. So anyways, I had to share that with you guys. because all night I've been thinking about this, like literally all night. I didn't sleep at all. So, Christopher,
Yep.
what's up, man? Just
Everybody has a story, and
yep,
it's very sad. It's very sad.
yep.
So I mean, I really I don't know where to begin, but I'm gonna begin. Um, so back in 2018, me and my wife reported uh, that we were smelling crack and marijuana coming through the walls of our townhouse, which we had two townhouses joined, uh, mine and our neighbor. We've reported it, called the police. They came by, they did a arrest of the neighbor, found cocaine, crack, marijuana in the home. They removed the young lady's daughter, his wife, I guess, the wife's daughter, from the home. And I'm gonna make a long story short. The guy wound up getting arrested. The child was returned back home within a couple of weeks. Come to find out, the mother's mom works for DSS in Amherst, Virginia. And a week later, we get a note on the door saying that we are going to be investigated. And they investigated us. They didn't find anything. Case was dropped. My kids are very active. I have 4 children at the time, and my kids were very active. My son ran into a banister. He got injured just before school, a week before school started in 2018. We took him to the doctor. He had to get a staple in his head.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, and I want to state that I love my family. I love my wife. I love my kids. I'm very supportive of them. So when school started, he fell down the stairs. You know, he's very active. My kids are very active. They play a lot. He fell down the stairs. We took him to the doctor. He had a knot on top of his head. They said he didn't suffer a concussion. We took him to school the following day. And we get a call that afternoon. Well, 2 of my kids were already in school. We get a call from social services in Amherst stating that we have to surrender all of our children to them.
Oh my God.
My wife is pregnant at the time with our 5th child. So we bring the kids to social services, the other 2, and I get accused of punching my son in the eye. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, he has a knot on the top of his head. So of course, they always lie. The school, they said the school called them and reported that my son said I punched him in the eye, and we have to surrender our children. And they took the kids. They didn't give us no time to call family to get the kids. And so I wind up getting arrested in any event. I wound up getting arrested, and we went to court. They made me take a plea. I didn't want to do any jail time, so I had to take a plea. And my criminal case was thrown out. And then now, so my kids are up for adoption. I also have to state that when my wife gave birth in November, social services was at the hospital the day of her birth. She almost died. And they wound up taking my daughter. So in order for my wife to get the newborn back, I had to leave the home. They put all these order of protections against me, my wife. I can't be around my daughter. The lady at social services said I will never see my kids again. I hired a lawyer for the criminal court case, and then I hired a family lawyer for the family case too. So my kids would.
What family case, honey?
Well, it wasn't for the family. It was so my kids wouldn't get adopted. I tried to fight them.
Well, that's not family law, though. A lot of people get that confused. Juvenile dependency is state matter. When the state has jurisdiction of your children, that's not family law, because family law is lower courts.
Okay.
So anything, even if you had, if you had custody in family law, it's completely, uh, and then it goes to juvenile court, then that supersedes that, because juvenile is higher than family law.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand the difference. That's all. Go on, Christopher.
I might be saying it wrong. I mean, I just hired a lawyer to represent me so my kids wouldn't get adopted. We went to
But is
court.
he a juvenile or family law? There's a difference in attorneys.
I believe it was family. I don't think it was juvenile. I believe.
Then he doesn't understand jurisdiction of state laws. See, oftentimes family law attorneys don't know how to handle juvenile cases, but what they do, they take your retainer, telling you they can help you.
Right, and it was costly. It cost a
Yeah,
lot of money.
but still, what did he or she do? He should have stopped the move. He should have stopped it.
Well, he didn't. In my opinion, I think he fought the best fight he could, but it wasn't enough, of course. And the judge sided with social services. I mean, they were lying in front of the judge. They brought my children in the courtroom, not so that I can see them, but they made me step out and brought my kids in to testify. They said they miss home. They wanted to come home. The judge did not listen to that.
Of course not.
So now, end result is my children are being put up for permanent adoption. My wife does, yeah. So my wife does have the baby, which they tried to take from her too. And then on top of that, you know, they were trying to convince her, social services, to say that I was abusing her. I've never put my hands on my kids or my wife, never. You know, completely innocent, and I'm still fighting this fight. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting until my kids are out of the system. I don't know what else I could do. You know, I'm trying
Where are your kids? The other kids right now? You said they're being adopted?
Yeah, they're in two separate foster homes.
So they separate the children?
The two younger ones are in one foster home, and then the two older ones are in another foster home. And my kids are 9 years old and under.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Are they all boys, Christopher?
No, 2 girls and 2 boys.
So, and they're active.
Yes.
So basically, to me, like, I don't know if you ever watched my shows before, Christopher, but I always say this: if you fail to protect the children, why would you take them to the hospital? Exactly. You know why? To me, it's kind of like if you're beating your child to death and your wife, why would you try to care for them?
It's just to me, it's a setup. The whole system, the government, it's just a setup. Like you said in your other shows, it's all about money. They're all about money. They're taking children away from families so they could profit and benefit from it. You know, forget how you feel. Forget the hurt that you go through and the suffering that the children go through. Right. From what I was told, like my oldest daughter, she's traumatized. Like she's going through, because she understands now. She's going through a lot of stuff right now. She's very angry. She wasn't angry before. You know, she was a good person. She was a good little girl. She just enjoyed life. But now that they came into our lives, I mean, it's just nothing but chaos.
Yep. They're a nightmare, Christopher. They're a nightmare that doesn't end.
I agree.
The thing about it is like, you didn't do anything to hurt your children. I was an active child. I'm a woman now, but when I was a little girl, I'm the youngest out of 5. I'm a very active kid. I was always into sports. I've always liked to work out. I mean, I was very active. I had bruises on my knees.
Right.
I spoke about this before, but back in the day, I'm in my 50s, my mid 50s, but back in the day, there was no CPS like this. There was no teachers reporting to CPS because they saw a bruise on my knee. My teacher would always used to laugh at me. It's like, okay, what did you do today, Georgette? Like, how did you get to school today? Roller skating, or did you run to school? Or, you know, they knew that I was very active. I was in the volleyball team. I was in the baseball team. I was always doing something, you know?
Right.
So a child hurting themselves, or they fall or what have you, that's what kids do.
Oh my God,
That's
I understand, Miss Georgette. My son came home one day from school and he had this big scuff mark on his forehead.
yep,
Nothing was done. Nothing was done. They was like, oh, he fell off a swing and hit his head.
right, right.
Nothing.
And it's not even your fault. It happened at school,
Right. Exactly. But
so it's not even your fault.
my
But
thing
they
is
don't blame the school. They blame
exactly.
you.
They blame you. No
Yeah.
charges were brought against the school.
Nope.
I took pictures of the injury. It's just it's hurtful. Like it has changed my life dramatically. I mean I was homeless for a while.
Wow.
Thank God I met people to help me. As far as dealing with that. But and the thing is, social services. I used to receive benefits from them when this was going on. They
Yeah.
cut everything. They did everything in their power to stop me from trying to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad. Like something has to be done. Something has to be done. This is not right. It's not humane. And like I just, if there's any way I can have people reach out to me where we could fight them, I'm open. I'm open to anything to
Yeah.
stop them from doing what they're doing to people, because it's destroying people. It's destroying people's lives. They go home, they sleep, with not a care in the world. Not a care in the world. But I'm suffering. I don't have my children. I can't see them. I can't see my newborn. Well, she's 1 year old right now. I can't see her. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It is. It's a very sad. Everything that I hear, every time I hear a story from someone, it literally pierces my heart. Like the pain, I feel the pain, and you're not alone. Like Tina just wrote it. You're not alone. There's so much suffering when it comes to our children, and honestly, they use the children as tools to control you. And I feel like this is the new world order because our kids become a number. All the children, if you notice, when you have a case with CPS, your child is a number, is a different number than you and your wife.
Right.
Your child has separation from, they already separated you guys apart.
I have a
So
question.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
But
it's okay.
I've noticed that, and I've noticed that since Trump era, that it has gotten worse. Since he's became president, like this type of situations have gotten worse. And like it's like during this time, I'm not sure because this is me, I'm just going through this, but during that time, it's like they gave CPS more power to do whatever they want to do.
No, let me stop you right there. Honestly, when I found out how things work in the CPS world, I used to be a Democrat, right?
Right.
And I used to vote Democrat.
Right.
But when I found out, when I did my research, and I did a lot of research, it started with Bill Clinton.
Wow.
Bill Clinton set it in place in 1997. And then after Hillary Clinton took office with Obama, she literally finished off what her husband left behind. They got more immunity, more funding.
Unbelievable.
When people collect from the state, food stamps and cash aid and what have you, and WIC and all that, you're already a target to them. Why? Because what they do is they go towards the lower class,
Exactly.
middle class and lower class. They don't touch the rich at all.
So you become a target.
You become a target. So why? Because if you're collecting food stamp and cash aid and they know how many kids you have. So basically they know how many kids you have already. And then they see how long you've been collecting, and then all of a sudden there's an anonymous call made, right?
Yeah.
And then they target you. Oftentimes the anonymous calls are made by CPS workers. And I got this from a previous CPS worker, by the way.
Unbelievable.
She's
But
in Nevada.
their jobs are to help. They're supposed to help people that are struggling.
No,
right?
No, no. Their job is not to help children. Their job is to remove children so they can make money. They get more funding when they adopt children out.
Unbelievable.
That's why you're guilty until proven more guiltier. But even the way they prove you guilty is lies against you. And
Isn't
your
that human trafficking though? That's
that's
trafficking.
child trafficking. It's
Child
not human.
trafficking.
Well, I call it child trafficking because they're children. They're innocent kids. They're innocent kids. Yes, a lot of, I mean, my grandmother had 8 kids back in the day. That was many years ago, right?
Right.
Did they not hurt themselves? Did they not fall? Of course they did. My uncles used to hurt themselves. Not they were not beaten, but they used to play in the, they used to play back in the day. It was safer to play volleyball on the street. You know what I mean? With your friends,
But
stuff like that.
you're gonna get hurt. You're
You're gonna
kids.
get hurt regardless. And if it happened at school, then the teacher would write a note, the child fell, etc., etc. But CPS now, what they do, and it started in 2008, by the way. The trauma with CPS began when Obama took office. Okay, 2008. See, Monica even wrote it down. That is so true. It started in 2008.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I never knew. I
Yeah.
never. Unbelievable.
See, Monica had a CPS case in 2008, 2009. It started in 2008. This whole crap, and I think Trump one time said that Hillary has blood on her hand, or the Clintons, rather. It's kind of like, it made me wonder, like, what was he referring to? Was he referring to CPS? There's a lot that happened. Like Nancy Schaefer was a senator for Georgia. She exposed Clinton for what he's doing with CPS. And then she was murdered in 2014, and they blamed it on her husband in her home.
I watched one of your shows where you were talking about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I did so much research. I know I did so much research about CPS that literally they are demons in human bodies, because a demon needs a nest to settle in.
Yes.
And that nest is the body they're in. And they literally are demonic. They laugh at parents when they cry over their children being removed.
And that's exactly what they did.
They talk down at you. The judges look at you as you're the scum of the earth. And they judge you without knowing you or without knowing your case.
I've never had a criminal record.
Exactly.
And this is exactly what you're saying is exactly what happened in the courtroom. They were laughing and joking.
Yep.
In front of the judge. And,
yep.
and no one cared. No one cared.
Yeah, no one cared. No one cared. Judges don't care. And that's why I call judges are they wear black robes. They're attorneys wearing black robes. That's what judges are. They're attorneys wearing black robes. Oftentimes a CPS, juvenile dependency attorney, right?
Right.
They don't want to really fight for you because they want to be judges one day. That came from a juvenile dependency attorney that I spoke with 2 months ago in Monterey Park. I actually met her through a mutual friend at her birthday party. And she told me this. She said, Georgette, with all due respect, your friend told me a lot about you and your passion, but I just want you to understand that all the attorneys, they want to be judges one day, and they don't want to go against the hand that feeds them and the hand that supports them.
And it's funny that you say that, because my court-appointed attorney,
wow,
they hired him to become a prosecutor with CPS while he was representing me.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't represent me no more, and he became a prosecutor for CPS. It's insane. Like, something has to be done, Ms. Georgette.
Yeah, I know. But Christopher, they set rules in place to violate your rights. People don't understand what I mean by that. And I get a lot of calls, people asking me what I mean by that. So let me clarify it.
They no rights.
They set rules in place to violate your rights. They violate human rights every single second of every day. because they have their own rules, but their rules don't even make sense. There is absolutely, it lacks the basic common sense. It lacks it. It literally no common sense at all in their rules. If a child fell at school, how is the parent the problem? Think about it.
They're
If
not.
a child fell from the chair by accident, the mother is freaking out, took the child to the hospital, make sure the child is okay. But if the mother doesn't take the child to the hospital, they say that she failed to neglect. So she's failed to neglect whether she goes to the hospital or not go to the hospital. She failed to neglect. A neighbor can make a lie allegation about you because they don't like you. They don't like
They don't know. They don't know me.
Exactly. But they will listen to that neighbor. They will literally listen to that. It's like you open Pandora's box and you can't get out of it. You can't close it.
I'm tired of being angry, and I'm tired of crying.
I know.
I'm tired of hurting. I want to fight them. I want people to get together and fight them and win. People that are going through this, we need to come together and fight this.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are not
happen.
getting together and actually doing the right thing. What I have seen, and this is from, and I'm gonna, I don't know how to sugarcoat anything, Christopher. I speak my mind.
Right.
What I realize, women are harder on women going through trauma. Like they easily judge them. And when, I listen to a lot of people that I meet and they're like, oh no, they take children for a reason. Women say that.
Wow.
About other women. And they don't want to talk to them. They don't want to interact with them because they think they're bad people. And I told them this. This is what I say. I say, do not judge because you don't know what really is happening. You don't know what happens behind closed doors. They don't take children from bad parents, really. If you really think about it, a child born 9 pounds and a half, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, the mother does meth, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do a urine test, and the mother has meth. That's a lie. If the mother is doing meth, the child would not be born healthy.
Exactly.
And the mother would not be healthy. The
It would
mother
be in the
never
child
done
system.
meth. Correct. But she had the child in a county hospital. That's what happens. So they target the county hospitals, and the nurses are in on it too. Oftentimes, the nurses have family members who work for CPS. It's all connected, Christopher. And Mr. Davis one time mentioned, several times actually, he mentioned, in order for you to stop and to make a change is you vote them out. Vote the judges out. Because oftentimes I didn't even know, and I felt so dumb when I was like, oh my God, I've never voted for a judge in my entire life.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, I started now researching, and every time like a judge name pops up, I do my research, see where everything about this man or this woman. We need to make a change by taking them out, because when we don't, they get reelected. The same scumbags get reelected.
And they keep doing it. It's like
And they keep doing it over and over and over again. And honestly, there was a judge in Monterey Park that has fosterall.org is an adoption agency. He's actually in charge of that agency. He's in Monterey Park Courthouse in Los Angeles, California. And he's in charge of that agency. Every case he has is always neglect and abuse. And that agency takes children who are neglected and abused.
Wow.
So that's how corrupt the system is. State judges, they're not going to go against the county.
Right.
They're contracted with the state.
So
it's corruption. It's true, real corruption. Okay? Real.
So going to a higher court is not going to help my case either, right? Because I'm appealing.
No, Mr. Day. Well, look, in order for you to do it correctly, you have to have an attorney that understands about appeals, about state, about federal. You need an attorney, but everything costs money, Christopher, unfortunately.
It's expensive.
And an attorney is not going to come out of pocket to pay for each client. Otherwise, they can't survive. And every time you open your mouth in court, you have to pay. And every time you file, you have to pay. And every time you subpoena, you have to pay. They know this. Our government knows this. That's why they target low class people. And that's why they target people on food stamp cash aid. They know they can't just get an attorney. So what several of our clients found ways to come up with the money, right?
Right.
Ways. Like I'm telling you, they went everywhere. Family, friends. One of our clients said, my friend, give me $100 here, $500 here, 1,000 here. So she collected the retainer from so many different people, right? When she came up with the money and she hired an attorney, she told me when she told them in court she needed a continuance because she hired an attorney from our office. She said that the court pretender, that they assigned her that day, opened his mouth like his jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Like, then he asked her, how did you
afford a lawyer?
Afford an attorney?
That's what my CPS worker said that in my face to my lawyer. How can he afford you? Yeah. And you know what, Ms. G, what I realized is that it opened my eyes, because people that you think are in your corner and are supporting you, those are the ones that turn their back on me. People that I thought that was supportive of me, even family members, nothing. Like, I mean, they turned their backs. So it's like, well, there's nothing I could do for you. You're on your own. It's sad. It's really sad.
But honestly, your family members turn their back on you. They're back on you because what they do is they turn the family members against you.
Wow.
They will go and tell them things about you. Believe it or not, social workers do this, and you can ask anybody that has a case. The first thing they target is family members. That's the first thing they do.
Oh, God, man, this is so hurtful.
It is. And correct me if I'm wrong. That's what they do. If you ask any of your family members, they're going to tell you that.
And with your show, I know. Did I lose you?
I'm here, baby.
With your show, I noticed, you mentioned a lot about men abusing their wives, which is I'm totally against. Nobody should put their hands on a woman or anybody for that matter. But when you have somebody that is like, I've been so supportive and I've been a good parent to my kids, and to have to deal with this, it's traumatizing to me. Like, I mean, I'm trying to keep my sanity and move on with my life, like keep a job and just do the right thing, do what I was doing before this happened. And it just feels like it's to no avail. Like right. When do I get a chance to win? When do I win? When can I get my family? When can I see my kids? It's been 4 years now. I haven't seen my children.
Oh my God.
And it's so hurtful. It's hurtful.
Are the children adopted by foster, like people you don't know, or people in the family or friends?
No, I don't know these people. They're in.
So what about family members? Have you ever tried to have your family have custody of them?
I tried with my aunt. They lied. CPS lied on her, said that she wasn't fit. She was an alcoholic, all kinds of lies. So of course, wow. Even I tried with my cousins as well. My cousin came to court with us. They didn't even allow them in the courtroom. The judge didn't allow them in the courtroom. Wow. So people that were defending us or in our corner at the time, they did not allow them to be in the courtroom. So it was just the parents and the lawyers. That's it. Right. That's it. It's a big scam, a scheme. Big scam.
It's and what's sad is when you have a previous CPS case, every child you have, even if, for example, you got involved with another woman, I'm not saying you are,
right,
but you have a child with that woman, they're gonna take that baby too.
I'm not having any. They're not gonna get anything from me. I'm not having any more kids, so they don't have to worry about that.
But that's that. No, I'm telling you as an example.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It is, and a lot of foster parents, they become foster parents to adopt. A lot of them, it's like a choose and pick type of business. Okay, well, I like this child. I'm gonna adopt this child. And then if the child didn't like the child, they said, no, we don't want to adopt this child. Move on to the next foster home. So the children are transferred from one home to the next, one home to the next, and literally just to see if they are going to be adoptable. But they damage the children, and they say it's the father's fault or the mother's fault. No, you pieces of shit. It's not the parents' fault. It's what you're doing to the child. That is it does something to the child's psyche.
It does. It does. It destroys them.
It destroys them, and they don't care. And then when the child turns 18, guess what? He's on the street or she's on the street.
Another product of the system.
Another product of the system, and then they wonder why this shit is happening.
Because they're creating it.
Because they're creating it. The devil creates chaos.
Yes.
The devil's purpose is to divide, not to bring together. Right? God is to bring together. Unity. The devil divides. So how does the devil make you weaker? By removing your soul from you, which is your child. Our children is a part of us. You take that from us, they leave you with nothing. And then when you have nothing, when you feel that you're mourning over your child's loss, them taking your child from you, but yet they see it as weakness because you cried. And then they want you to get a job, but yet you lose your job because they would take you to all these classes, right?
Right.
You have to do all these freaking classes, and you can't keep a job, but yet they're like, oh, you can't take care of the children, you don't have a job. But I had a job. And then all this, it's like they destroy one's life. And then they blame them for the destruction.
Well, my tears are not from weakness. My tears are because I miss my children, and I want to find a way to beat these devils.
Yeah.
I want to find a way to beat them because they're corrupt. They're corrupt. They're corrupt. If I could, I don't want to be disrespectful to your show, but I mean, the anger inside of me toward them, it's so great. Like I'm just containing myself. My tears, trust me, my tears are not from weakness at all. I'm not a weak individual. I love my family and my children. Yes, you have taken something, you've destroyed my heart, and I'm gonna find a way. I swear, if it's the last thing I do on this earth, I'm gonna find a way to beat them. Even when my kids.
It is they're what they're doing is that they use children as like actually animals are treated better than that. Animals are treated better than our children. And it is sad that and I think I said that before, that a social worker said that she's untouchable. She's untouchable. Yesterday, around 1:30 p.m., we had one of the clients go to the office to drop off a retainer for, the agreement to hire us, what have you.
Yes,
she had the social worker on speaker. I was on the phone with the client. She had the social worker on speaker, right? So what happened was the office called me to speak to the client because the agreement was not completed correctly. Then her cell rang, and then she had it on speaker, and she said, talking to the social worker. She didn't tell the social worker she hired an attorney, right? The social worker was so mean to her. She was degrading her, literally degrading her, threatening her, bullying her. She's going to take the kids from her. And I'm listening to all this, and the girl that's in the office was like, oh my, like what?
Wow.
Okay, so basically, once she mentioned, she's at a law office of Vincent Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
The social worker tone, I swear on the Holy Bible,
changed.
It changed completely to smooth and nice, right?
Yes.
I'm like, and she said after she hung up with the social worker, she said, "Did you hear this?" I said, "Yes, I did." They literally talk to parents like they are nothing. And she even told our client, I am untouchable. When she told her, I'm going to report you to your supervisor. She literally said she's untouchable.
Now, a deranged mind, like they're gonna drive people to the point of doing things. Like you get somebody that's deranged that has no care or no control. What do you think is gonna happen to a CPS worker?
Mr. Davis was talking about a case that he handled in court several years ago. And he on the stand, he had the social worker admit to the lie, right? Admit to the lie. And after the social worker admitted to the lie, she wasn't fired. She got promoted to be supervisor.
That's what they do.
Yeah. So basically, they actually promote them. I have another video that I shared on my show several times. It's an actual CPS attorney defending social workers in federal court. 3 federal judges were listening to her. It's actually all over YouTube. The attorney said, the CPS attorney said that it's okay. She's trying to convince 3 federal judges that it's okay for a social worker to lie to take children from their parents.
No, it's not.
One of the judges is an older gentleman. He has like gray hair, kind of reminded me of Santa Claus, kind of. And he was like, well, huh? Like, he was like listening to her. They couldn't believe that she's literally saying that it's okay that a social worker should lie to take kids from their families.
No.
So this is happening everywhere. Federal side knows, the federal government knows this shit is happening. This is not new to them. This is not old news. I mean, this is new news. This is old. It's been going on since forever.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And honestly, it disgusts me that they know all this, but yet the state keeps doing this. The counties keep doing this. That, to me, they need to defund them. I guarantee you 100%. If they defund CPS, they're not going to do their job. You know why? It's all about the money.
It's all about money. Of course.
That's all it is. Yeah.
So that's what motivates them.
That's what motivates them. But you know, oftentimes they say, oh, we take children from abusive homes. No, you pieces of shit. You're the abusers.
And they are.
Yeah. You're the abusers. Yeah. That's who they are.
Because they don't care where they placing these kids. They don't care where they
place them in abusive homes, Christopher.
Yeah, it's.
Look at all the stories I read. Oh, I mean, just recently, a few months ago, a 5-year-old, I believe it was a 5-year-old. I can't remember, but the child got beaten to death from their foster mother. There was 11 reports made from the mother to CPS concerned about the child. But they did nothing. You know why? They told the mother, if you make one more report, you're not going to see the child ever.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it? They treat parents like they're literally, like you're an incubator. Basically, we're incubators, having babies, and then giving them to the state. We are incubators. We are not even considered humans.
That's slavery to me.
It is slavery. It's a form of slavery. Yeah. It is. And I'm a Christian, so I'll tell you this much. I remember my mom would talk to me and my dad about, we used to have like Wednesdays or, like in the middle of the week, we used to have Bible studies growing up, right? My dad and my mom would answer our questions because I was I was the kind of kid I always like to ask questions. Okay, like why? What does the devil, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And one time my mom and dad said, the New World Order is what they believed at the time is going to be our children. They're going to take our children from us. And that was a lot of years ago. Okay, I was a little girl. I was younger. I was maybe 10 years old or 11 years old. It never hit me until I got older, until I saw the corruption in the different light. Because growing up, I used to think there's good in everybody.
Right.
Honest to God, I used to think there's good in everybody, but there isn't good in everybody, because if there is good in people, the good people are considered criminals, and the criminals are considered good. The lie is the truth, and the truth is a lie. So when you speak in the truth, they literally say you're a liar. But when the liar lies, they say it's the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah, it's reversed.
Yeah. So basically, the abuser gets the children, and the innocent doesn't. Demons, if they divide against themselves, Christopher, that court is not going to stand. So demons support demons. A house divided against itself is going to break.
Right.
It's going to crumble. So that's why they are stronger. Now, if we, the people, right, we pay for their
services.
We literally, they take money from us. The IRS, and it's like we pay taxes. It's like we literally give them money to say, hey, Your Honor, take my child from me. My best friend's daughter doesn't want to have children. She literally went to the hospital. She's 31, and she removed her. She doesn't want to have kids.
I mean, you can't blame her.
Right. She doesn't even want to adopt, Christopher. She doesn't want to have kids. She said to me, she can't bring a child in this world for her to lose the child.
It's funny because I felt the same way. Like I was having children. I had children later on in my age. Yeah. I didn't want to have kids because of the same reason. Because this world is so corrupt.
It's corrupt.
It's corrupt.
It's corrupt, and it's not going to change until we make a change. And in order for us to make a change, we have to vote them out. Oftentimes, people think, well, how do you know if it's the right judge? Do your research about this person. Google has everything now.
Right.
Google about this person. See how many cases this person fought for family members. Get it, like fought for children. Oftentimes, an attorney they want to be judges, right? If that attorney had so many cases that his reputation speaks, louder than his words not coming out of his mouth. Think about it. If he's not a family man, or if she's not a family woman, then just count on this person is not the right fit.
Wow. You know what's crazy too? I didn't mention. So when they took my son and did all of the stuff that they did with his doctor bills and him being treated, they sent me the bill for that.
Yes.
I had to pay for them doing what they had to do with my children.
Yep.
Thousands of dollars. Insane. So
that is correct.
My children from me and charge me to pay doctor bills when you're it's insane. It's
right.
Insane.
That's what they do. But that's what they do. The thing about it is that, and then they make you pay child support.
Yes, and I'm paying child support, and I don't have my kids.
And you don't have your kids. They make you pay child support, and you don't have your kids, and that's the shittest way of saying, F you.
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they're saying F you. You know what? We got your child. You're not seeing your child, but yet you have to pay child support for not seeing your child. That's how effed up the system is. That's how disgusting it is every single minute of the day.
It has to change.
My heart hurts. Why? I was telling one of our clients, I wish I was a zillionaire. And as God is my witness, I will hire an attorney for everyone. F with them. You know what I mean? F with the system.
I thank you so much for letting me voice my opinions and what I feel, and for everything that you've done for the people that come on your show. We need more people like you. Like
Oh my God.
you and Mr. Davis. We really do. It's unfortunate that he's in California and I'm here in Virginia. It's very unfortunate that there's not people here to help you.
And that's the thing too, baby. Thank you so much for that. And God bless you, Christopher. But however, a lot of people all over the state that were looking for attorneys are cowards. Most attorneys are cowards because they're afraid to go against the state. They're afraid. They're scared. And that's when criminals, right? The state is worse than the cartels. The counties is worse than the cartels. I'm not joking you. I literally tell people I would rather live next door to the cartels
Right.
than live next door to a judge or a caseworker or a court appointed attorney. Or a district attorney. I'm being honest with you, as God is my witness, I don't want to have anything to do with them because literally everything that they do is so demonic and it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie.
They say that the government and the politicians are the biggest criminals in the world.
Yes, they are.
They're the biggest, and it's true.
Yeah.
The cartels have nothing against them.
Nope.
You know,
Nope.
nothing against them.
No, you're
'Cause
right.
They're legal criminals.
They're
They're
legally criminals. Exactly. They're legal criminals. They get away with everything. Everything. And the people back in the day, before we were born, back in the old days, actually, if you really study the Constitution, our rights, we actually have a say-so. However, all these entities set rules in place, like I said, to violate our rights. It's the rules that they set in place that violates our rights. And that's why every entity have their own rules. Get it? But yet we pay for their freaking salary.
Right.
We pay for those judges to sit on their asses, right? And have black robe fever.
Exactly.
That's what we pay for.
And live the luxury life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And live the luxury life. Exactly. They don't know how it is, right? To be struggling, to find a job, to support your family.
To lose your family.
And lose your family at the same time. And then when you lose your family, you can't even cry over them because you have to struggle to find a job to pay child support for the family that you lost that you don't see.
There has to be a
they keep you captive, right, in a cage for the rest of your freaking life.
That's exactly how I feel. Like I feel like I'm enslaved.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it.
That is correct. But it's a new form of slavery. This is the new form of slavery. People don't understand. This is the new world order.
What does Biden do? What does his administration do? We put him in. What is he going to do? We put him in the office. So what is he going to do?
I didn't put him in office, but I don't trust him. I never did.
That's why it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Who do you vote? We don't know who we're voting for to put in office.
People. Okay, let me put it to you this way, Christopher. And I said this on my show several times as well. Okay, just listen to me carefully.
Okay.
Oftentimes, people vote because they're the Democratic Party because they're Democrats, and oftentimes, if they're Republicans, they vote for a Republican. This shit has to stop. It has to stop.
The blue and the red. It's all
seriously, for reals. No, seriously, I'm not joking to you. If a good Republican is running for office, and I'm a Democrat, right? Say I'm a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat anymore. Now I'm an independent. I'm neither Democrat or a Republican. I'll vote for the right party going forward, not because they're Democrat. That's bullshit.
Right, it is.
Okay, so if a good Republican running for office, why would a Democrat not vote for them because they're not Democrat running for office? This is how we're divided. This is bullshit. Then we end up voting for the wrong president, and look what we're dealing with right now.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. This is so freaking ridiculous because
you know why I voted for Hillary because I wanted a woman in the White House. I wanted to see a woman in the White House because we need change. But you're absolutely right. So I'm with you. I'm in the middle.
I'm a woman, and I'm not gonna vote for Hillary because she's a woman. If that.
That was my thought process then.
Exactly. That's BS. That's really BS.
It is.
Because oftentimes people don't understand. It doesn't matter if they're a woman or a man. I don't care if a woman is in office or not. I want the right person in office.
I agree with you.
You know, I'll vote for a monkey if a monkey was running for office. You know, to me, honestly, I believe a monkey will do a better job than what we have right now.
And they would. They would.
Yeah.
I believe a child would probably do a better job.
Actually, a 6-year-old has more common sense than what we have right now. I'm being honest. I mean, that's how disgusted I am from our government. And that's how disgusted I am thinking that it actually worked one day. I never knew this was happening, Christopher. I never knew. I was one of those women that thought, like I said, they were good in people. But the damn demonic ones are the ones that get away with murder.
Yes.
And the innocent ones are in jail.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you so much.
Yeah, and then after, 35 years they find out? Are you kidding me? 35 years of a man being in jail, then all of the sudden revelation happens where he's innocent all along.
Right. So they got to do all of these investigations. You got to go through all of the process, the investigating, just to prove yourself innocent. But you're sitting in jail for years.
Forget
crazy.
that proving yourself innocent shit. If you had $3 million in your account, you're going to hire the best attorney. And even if you're innocent, they will make sure, guilty, they will make sure you're out of it.
What if you don't have $3 million, though? What if you don't have that money? Then you're screwed. You're screwed.
There you go. There you go. There is no innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven guiltier. And the thing about it is, we have no rights. The way the government is designed right now, we have no rights. But yet we have rights. Like, what's sad about all this is that people come to the United States because it's free country. You have the right to speak. That is not true.
No.
People think you have the right to exercise your opinion. It's not true. You open your mouth and you will be jailed.
But see, that's a facade. Everything is hidden until it's brought to light. You know, everything's hidden with America until it's brought to light.
Correct. That is correct. Everything is hidden until it is brought to light. And that's the government is the reason why we're going through all this. And if the federal side knows this is happening, what the F are you doing about it, you pieces of shits? What are you doing about it? That's the thing, too. The federal side know this is happening.
And they're doing nothing.
And they know that most people, not some, most cannot just hire an attorney.
Right. And that's who they target. They target people that are weak, poor, and can't fight them back.
That is correct.
That's what they do.
That is correct.
We need to wake up. It's time to wake up.
People need to get together and actually support each other. Instead of women going against women, and that has to stop. And I tell all women this every day. Don't fight against each other. Support each other. God is love.
Yes.
People don't understand that. God is love. God did not make us do this. Right? God didn't say, okay, the government is going to do this. He didn't allow any of this to happen, but he gave us the freedom to choose which way we're going to go. Okay. And I do believe that, yes, the devil is everywhere. He's roaming everywhere. That's his job. That's his purpose. But what people don't understand is God wants unity and love. You know, if people pray together and actually unite together, they actually together, without allowing the devil separating us at all, this world will change too. People don't understand. You take God out of the equation, God is not going to be in the midst of it. What I don't understand is, like, when I was a child, I used to pledge allegiance at school. and
Mhm.
mention God. Now
Right.
you can't mention God.
Right.
But yet, in a demonic way, in the court, right, they have a person that has no belief in God whatsoever to swear under God, right?
Yeah.
So help me God.
Do they
How
even do
is
that?
that positive? I mean, how is that possible? Think about it. You're asking an atheist or somebody who doesn't believe in God to swear in God, under oath.
Right. They don't even pledge their allegiance to the flag anymore. What I
No,
mean, in schools, right?
it
What?
doesn't make sense. But then you can't mention God. They take children. Why? Because the father goes to church or the father is a minister. Blah 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 blah. What the? What do you mean? You don't want me to pray to God? You don't want me to go to church? That's against the law now.
And it's your
So
right.
how is this even logical? But church and it, I have no words.
I understand.
I just, Christopher, I'm sorry.
I
I just,
understand your frustration. That's why I like your show, and I appreciate you for allowing me again to come on and speak my story. And I'm sure there's a million stories out there. And for all of those people, I pray for them just as well as I'm praying for myself. To be vindicated, to get my children back. That's all I want.
yeah,
That's all I want.
I know, baby. I know. And there's a lot of people, believe it or not, Christopher, there's more people than you think all over the United States, Canada, United Kingdom. Canada is getting really bad. And
We need a voice, though.
England, I think also England and oh my God, there's so many. They're opening CPS everywhere now. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna have it in Paris and other countries because it's this is this is real shit, you guys. This is real stuff. I wish we have like an underground church we can all hide in. Take our kids and we can all hide in. But unfortunately, the evil is increasing. And if anybody says there's more good than evil, they're lying. There's more evil than good people in the world.
Wow.
And honestly, you guys don't know this, but every night, I kid you not, every night, every time I speak to someone, I write their name down and I mention their name when I'm praying. And I'm not joking you. Every single night, I mention everybody's name because it just blows my mind how many victims out there. There's so many victims. For the love of God, it's like it blows my mind.
Wow.
And the social workers, Christopher's, are what, 20-year-old?
Yeah, they're young. They don't even know anything. They
They
don't know
don't know
what to do.
crap. They don't know
They're
crap.
like little pawns being used.
They're stupid. They're stupid. They're stupid. All social workers are stupid. All judges are stupid. All of them are stupid. And literally, I mean, how many times did I mention the definition of stupid? Hearing the truth, seeing evidence of the truth, but you still believe a lie. If you believe a lie, then you have to be the dumbest shit on the face of the earth.
I think like you calling them stupid is giving them credit. They're beneath stupid.
They're
They need to go back under their rocks. That's what they need to do.
the ones that go under rocks are snakes.
Yeah. And that's what they are.
Yeah, they're snakes. They're cold-blooded.
Yeah.
They're cold-blooded animals. Okay, they literally will eat you alive while they see blood gushing out of your body and they're laughing about it. And when you take a child from a loving parent, it's like you're stripping that heart out of the body of the parent. And every time when I watched a Dracula movie one time, and when they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's exactly what the government does, is they literally take the heart out of your body. And you're walking on earth you don't know what to feel anymore.
No.
I know you experienced that too, Christopher. You don't know what to feel.
Every day I wake up, there's
Yep.
a new challenge for me every day. And my kids are in my heart with everything I do. I mean, I see people with other kids. I see how they treat their kids in stores, and And
It
I'm
hurts.
like, yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah.
And I see people treating their kids like, I've seen people walk and leave their kids behind them. I'm like, okay, you're going to be subject to getting your children taken away if you keep
No, they
doing this.
don't take those children, Christopher.
Oh, they don't.
No,
Right. Those
they don't.
they like that. They like
Yeah,
that.
they like that. They do. They do. And honestly, what I've noticed is they take.
The
I've
ones
seen
that
a mother at the market slap her child because she was crying. A 4-year-old was crying for a toy, a little toy. And my heart just broke. I went to the mother and I said, may I buy her the toy? May I buy her the toy? She's like, if you're going to pay for it. Yeah. No, thank you. No, nothing. The little girl hugged me. She's little. She hugged me and I said, baby girl, I said, you are loved. And I said, I just want you to have this and I hope you enjoy it. And she looked at me and she cried and she was like, look at like this to her mother, like scared.
Wow.
And the mother slapped her. How could you slap your own child? Because she cried for a toy.
Because the mother doesn't care about herself. She
But
doesn't
because
care.
I paid for it, there you go.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah. It's like
I
you
don't, I
have
don't even know what else to
yeah.
say. Like I just I don't.
And those are the ones that keep their children. Isn't that sad?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It's,
And the ones that never strike their children, the ones that never done anything to their kids, but love them and guide them and teach them and support them, right? Are the ones that suffer to get them back. And that's the fact of reality. That's reality. That's what reality is. And no matter what, change will never happen unless we all take a stand together.
Right.
The people have to unite together. And they don't understand that. If the whole nation unites together and pray to God seriously daily and worship God daily, that's what I believe in my heart, there will be a lot of good changes. Because God doesn't force us to be closer to Him, right? God wants us to make that choice ourselves.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I talk to people and they say, oh, I was a Christian, but when they took my kids, I don't believe in God anymore. But that's what the devil wants us to feel. The devil wants us to feel there is no God. And he wants to discourage us from being closer to God. Because the devil is aware that if we all become united together, right?
Yeah.
He's going to disappear.
Exactly.
What really the devil doesn't even want you to open the Bible. So what does the devil do? Create chaos in your life. So you can blame God. God didn't tell us to go run into the fire and He's going to save us. Right?
No. Right.
God gives us discernment and give us a brain to think with. God doesn't say, okay, I'm going to make you come to me. God says you have a choice. You choose what you want to do. And that's part of His grace. He made us choose what we want to do in our lives. Now we're going to reap the consequences behind our actions, but we shouldn't blame God for our actions. Am I right?
You're correct. You're 100% correct.
And that's how the world is. But people don't understand this type of logic because oftentimes they blame God for everything.
They just don't care.
No, they just need somebody to blame. But again, if we all unite together and we all pray together, this world will change on a different level.
I'm hoping that it does. I swear.
Yeah.
I really
because
want
honestly, we can't strip. It's like it's just sad. It's very, very sad what people go through. What people go through, innocent people go through, it makes my heart. It's like it's piercing to my heart. And every child that's crying out for their mother or father or grandparents is literally the system is literally allowing the abuse to continue. And it's not from the parents. The abuse is happening from within. Within our government chain. They know what's going on, but not one person wants to do anything about it. Senators, if you're watching my show, whoever is watching my show, stand up for the people. Don't just go into office so you can have a title, a name, and money. Because your asses can afford a $15,000 refrigerator because of us.
Exactly. Thank you, Miss G.
Taxes from us.
I love you. I'm telling you,
I
I
love
do.
you too, Christopher.
I do.
I mean, it's disgusting. So you guys, the government people, do something. If you have a heart and you fear God, do something. You have to be completely empty inside if you don't listen to the people's cries and the pain. And one day you will be judged. All these judges, all these government officials, all these district attorneys, all these firefighters, police officers, all you guys going to be judged. But will be too late for you to go down, go back in time and make changes. Because once you face your creator, whether you believe in him or not, you will face eternal hell. Like literally eternal hell. For eternity, there is no stop.
Right.
You're going to wish you can go back and make a change. And people don't understand that. There is judgment day. Whether you believe in God or not, there is judgment day.
I believe it.
Sometimes what happens on earth, and sometimes, God allows it for that person to continue on for a little bit. But at the end of the day, all evil, there will be an end. You can't be evil for the rest of your life and get away with it.
Got to answer for your actions.
Yes, right. That's right. And the thing is, that's when all these people that have money and title and, fame and all that, it's disgusting to me. When you die, you're taking shit with you. You're not taking your title. You're not taking your money. You're not taking your Porsche. You're not taking your Lexus. You're not taking your Lamborghini. You're not taking your house. You're not taking shit with you. Like nothing. The only thing you're taking with you to your grave is your deeds. What have you done? What have you done to make a difference? What have you done to stand up for the innocent?
I agree with you so much.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, Christopher, keep your head up. I want to talk to you after the show, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you too, man. I want you to get my number from Grace. You have Grace's number, right? Just get my number from Grace and text me your full name so I can save you to my phone. And I'm gonna call you. All right. And we're gonna figure this shit out.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.
God bless you.
Good luck to everyone out there. God bless you guys. I hope you get your families back.
And Christopher, thank you for being on my show, man. I really want to talk to you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Love you all. Join me at my 1:00 show and my 7:00 show tonight.
Thank you, Darlene.
You're very welcome, Christopher. And I will see you guys later. Okay.
God bless.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.